Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine, if you will, a city from, 6,000 years ago, nestled in that fertile valley, between the Tigris and Euphrates.
Right.
And this wasn't just any ancient city. This was Babylon, often called the very cradle of finance as we know it.
Absolutely. Renowned for its immense riches.
Exactly. And today, we're doing a deep dive into a book written actually nearly a century ago, back in the 1920s.
Yeah.
A book that tries to distill the timeless financial wisdom of this legendary place, the richest man in Babylon.
That's absolutely right. And our mission here, it isn't just about telling, fascinating historical tales, not really.
Yeah.
It's about extracting the really important, the truly timeless nuggets, knowledge about money, how you get it, how you keep it, and crucially, how you make it grow.
Right.
The book itself makes this pretty bold claim. It suggests these are like universal, unchanging laws of money, almost like the law of gravity.
Oh, like gravity.
Yeah, as true when they carved them onto clay tablets as they are today in our digital world.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting then. The core insight. The thing that changed lives back then, and, arguably still does now, it comes from Arcad. He was known as the richest man in this city.
The richest man, yeah.
And he learned this profound lesson from a moneylender, a guy named Algamish.
Algamish, right.
And the lesson was, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. Which sounds
almost too simple, doesn't it, on the surface?
It really does. But Algamish taught Arcad the practical side, how to actually do it. You have to start thy purse to fattening.
Start thy purse to fatten.
Yeah, by setting aside not less than 1/10 of all you earn consistently.
Not less than a tenth.
He used a simple analogy, like think about an egg merchant. If you put 10 eggs in your basket every morning, but you only take out 9 each evening, what happens to the basket eventually?
Oh, it's going to overflow, isn't it?
Exactly.
And what's truly fascinating here, what makes this simple act so revolutionary, it isn't just the money piling up. No, it's the immediate, almost like magical psychological shift it creates. The book tells us money is plentiful for those who understand the simple rules of its acquisition.
Right. Understanding the rules.
It shifts the power dynamic, you see, away from external stuff and onto your actions. It's not just about how much you make.
It's how much you keep.
Precisely. And that puts you in control. Doesn't matter what your income is. This first step, it gives you tangible proof of your own discipline. And that brings satisfaction to thy soul, as the book says.
That's actually, seeing the purse get heavier.
Exactly. And this foundational discipline, start thy purse to fattening, that's actually the very first of Arcad's 7 cures for a lean purse.
The first of 7. Okay.
The cornerstone. Everything else is built on that.
Okay, so once you've got that habit down, setting the 10th aside, the next big step is controlling where the other 9/10 goes.
Right, the rest of it.
Now, I know for a lot of people, the word budget, it just sounds awful, like financial jail, restricting everything fun.
Yeah, it gets a bad rap.
But Arcad saw it completely differently, didn't he? What did he say about that?
He was very clear. A budget isn't your master, it's your servant. That's the second cure. Control thy expenditure.
Control expenditures. Okay.
He called it a bright light in a dark cave.
A bright light. I like that.
Yeah, because it shows up the leaks from thy purse. Its purpose isn't to enslave you at all. It's to assist thee to have thy necessities and, insofar as attainable, thy other desires.
So it helps you see where the money's actually going, the little drips.
Exactly. It's about being intentional. That light helps you stop those little leaks, the small things you don't even notice draining your money, and it lets you direct the other 9/10 towards definite and gratifying purposes.
Definite and gratifying, so you still get to enjoy things.
Absolutely. You cover your needs, and you still satisfy worthwhile desires, but within your means. It just brings clarity, purpose to your spending.
That's a much better way to think about it. A bright light, not a cage. Okay, so you're saving, you're controlling spending. Now you've got this growing treasure. What next? That brings us to making it work for you, right? The third cure, make thy gold multiply.
Make it multiply.
But there's a catch, or maybe the partner to that. The fourth cure, guard thy treasures from loss.
Oh, absolutely critical.
Right.
Guard it from loss.
And Arcad Apparently, he learned this one the hard way. It sounds like a classic investment mistake story.
Oh, it absolutely is a timeless one. Arkad shared this really vivid, almost painful story about his very first investment.
What happened?
He'd saved up a whole year's worth of earnings. He was eager, to grow it fast. So he gave it to a brickmaker.
A brickmaker, not a jeweler.
Exactly. A brickmaker named Esmor who was traveling overseas. Esmor was supposed to buy these rare jewels of the Phoenicians.
Okay, I sense this doesn't end well.
Not at all. Esmor came back with, as Arkad put it so painfully, worthless bits of glass.
Ouch, just glass.
Yeah. And if you connect this to the bigger picture today, it just screams that vital lesson. Consult wise men. Seek advice from people who are actually competent through their own experiences.
Right. Don't ask a brickmaker about jewels.
Precisely. Think how often people do that now. Maybe chasing some, flashy crypto tip or a hot stock without really understanding it. No proper advice.
Yeah, happens all the time.
And Madam the Gold Lender, he's this really wise figure in the book. He gives us advice that just rings so true. A small return and a safe one is far more desirable than risk.
Safety over chasing huge returns.
Exactly. He emphasizes that gold wisely lent may even double itself with its earnings. But the key is wisdom. Invest where thy principal is safe, where it may be reclaimed if desirable, and where thou will not fail to collect a fair rental.
Safe, reclaimable, fair return.
Got it. It's about careful, informed decisions, prioritizing safety, not just gambling.
It's fascinating, too, how this ancient thinking goes beyond just, money in the bank or traditional investments.
Mm-hmm.
They understood investing in something really fundamental. Stability. Family. Which brings us to the fifth cure. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment.
Yes. Home ownership.
So the feeling of owning a home, the emotional side, that was just as important as the financial side, even way back then.
Precisely. In Babylon, owning your home gave you immense value. Practical, yes, but also emotional. Stability, joy for the family, a place for kids to play safely where a wife could grow blossoms and good rich herbs.
The sense of security, belonging.
Exactly. And this long-term view, it connects right into the sixth cure. Ensure a future income.
Ensure a future income, like planning ahead.
Yeah, it highlights this real forward-thinking idea of providing for your family's future. They want a protection like the strength of their city walls.
Like the city walls.
Yeah.
That's a powerful image.
Isn't it? And they even thought about something like modern life insurance. The idea that wise-thinking men will devise a plan whereby many men pay in but a trifling sum regularly, the aggregate making a handsome sum for the family of each member who passeth to the beyond.
Wow. That's really quite modern thinking for ancient times.
It is. This foresight for long-term protection, planning for future income, it's striking.
Okay, and then finally, we get to what I think might be the ultimate investment, the one maybe we forget sometimes. Yourself.
Oh, yes.
The seventh cure. Increase thy ability to earn.
Absolutely. Increase thy ability to earn.
This isn't just clocking in and out, is it?
Yeah.
It's more about continuous growth, skills, purpose.
Absolutely. This cure is all about continuous self-improvement and, crucially, having an unflinching purpose to carry a task you set for yourself to fulfillment.
Unflinching purpose.
We see this so clearly in Shahrunada's story. He was a slave, right? But he embraced his hard work selling honey cakes. He called work his best friend.
His best friend.
Yeah.
Even as a slave.
Yes. Because it wasn't just the work itself. It was his dedication, his purpose behind it, that ultimately got him freedom and a prosperous partnership later on.
So the attitude towards work mattered.
Immensely. The principle is, work attracted his many friends who admired his industry and the success it brought. It means developing skills, yes, but also paying debts promptly, caring for your family, having a clear plan.
It's sort of holistic then, becoming a better, more capable person overall.
Exactly. It's recognizing that your greatest asset really is your own capacity, your ability to produce, to contribute, to earn.
Now, okay, a common hurdle, we still hear it today.
Mm-hmm.
People blame fickle fate or, just bad luck when things go wrong financially.
Oh, yeah, the blame game.
What does Babylon teach us about luck? Is it just random chance? Or is there something more to it? No lottery tickets in ancient Babylon, I guess. It was all about hard work.
Well, not exactly lottery tickets, no. The book's very clear here. The goddess of good luck, as they put it, she favors men of action.
Men of action, okay.
It's about seizing opportunities when they arise. There's this example of a camel buyer. He missed out on a really lucrative deal, a huge flock of sheep, rare chance, big profit. But he lost it because he was stubborn and refused to make payment that night.
He waited, procrastinated.
He did. And opportunity, which he calls a haughty goddess, just slipped away by morning. Gone.
Wow. Hesitation cost him.
Big time. Now contrast that with Dabasir, another camel trader. He was actually a slave, deep in debt, overwhelmed.
Right.
But he didn't just, wallow in it. He chose action. He adopted a concrete, unwavering plan.
What was the plan?
Simple but powerful. Save 1/10 of his earnings, live on 7/10, and use the remaining 2/10 to systematically pay off his creditors.
2/10 to debt. Okay.
And what's fascinating is how his consistent, determined action, even when some creditors resisted at first, it just systematically transformed his life. It restored his soul of a free man, as the book says.
It wasn't luck. It was the plan and the action.
Absolutely. It was his proactive strategy, applied consistently, day in, day out.
The power of consistency again, and that unwavering purpose you mentioned.
Exactly.
It's not about waiting for luck. It's about, like the book says, creating your own luck through action.
That's it. Men of action, please her best. Action will lead thee forward to the successes thou dost desire. The Babylonians really got that. Opportunity shows up, but only action grabs it.
So let's pull this all together for today. What does this all mean for us right now? Here we are, thousands of years later, different continent, different technology, and we're still learning these fundamental truths about money from ancient Babylon. It's pretty incredible, isn't it, that these ideas have lasted so long?
It truly is astounding. And you have to remember, the Babylonians, they were innovators. They were the original inventors of money as a means of exchange, of things like promissory notes, written titles to property.
They were financially sophisticated way back
then. Far ahead of their time, not just in theory, but in practice. And their city, those immense walls, built and meticulously maintained over centuries. They symbolize that deep, enduring human need and desire for protection.
Protection, right.
That fundamental desire, it hasn't changed. It just looks different now. It's translated into modern things like insurance, savings accounts, and dependable investments.
So the tools change, but the need is the same.
Exactly. The wisdom of Babylon, the stuff carved on those clay tablets, it endured because it's just as true and just as vital as the day it was buried. It speaks to universal human behaviors, universal economic principles. They just transcend time and place. Good financial habits are, they're timeless.
So let's recap these profound but actually quite simple principles from The Richest Man in Babylon. First, pay yourself first. Save consistently, at least that 1/10 of everything you earn.
Rule number 1, gotta do it.
Second, control your spending. Use that budget like a bright light, not a cage, so you live within your means and direct your money purposefully.
Know where it's going.
Third, make your gold multiply. Sensible investments.
Make it work for you.
Fourth, guard your treasures from loss. Seek wise counsel. Avoid those reckless, too-good-to-be-true risks.
Protect your principal. Critically important.
Fifth, make your home, your dwelling, a profitable investment. For stability, security, family.
Foundational.
Sixth, ensure a future income. Plan ahead, protect yourself and your loved ones.
Think long-term.
And seventh, relentlessly increase your ability to earn. Continuous self-improvement, that unflinching purpose.
Invest in yourself, always.
And maybe overarching all of that, be someone who takes action. Because opportunity favors the prepared and the decisive.
Action is key, which actually leads us to a final, maybe provocative thought for you listening.
Okay.
If those magnificent, massive walls of Babylon lasted for centuries because they were continually built, continually maintained brick by painstaking brick through consistent effort and unwavering purpose, what walls are you building today, right now? Through your consistent saving, your wise investing, your determined action, what walls are you building to protect and grow your own financial future? The blueprint's been there for thousands of years. The choice to actually start building, that's entirely up to you.